So as promised in this video, we're going to look at the tuple. Let me close this and choose a new shell. We'll do it in the shell. So I can type my tuple equals, now the difference between a tuple and a list is a list has square brackets, a tuple has round brackets, parentheses. So let's put in some numbers, 0, 1, 2, 3, as we did before. There we go, and if I just print my tuple, it gives me 0, 1, 2, 3. And I can index them in exactly the same way. My tuple 0. Now notice that I'm indexing with square brackets. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's a list or anything else like that. It just means it's the first element. It's always square brackets when we're indexing. And there we go, I've got 0. Let's copy and paste, save me typing it out again. See if we can be quick with this. My tuple, let's say 2 is 0, 1, 2, so it should be 2. And my tuple 3 should be 3. There we go, and just the same as a list, if I go past the end, my tuple 4, I get myself an error with the same sort of message, tuple index out of range. I can also, let's do my string tuple equals, let's do the same that we did before, 1, 1, 1 and 1, 0, 1. Okay, don't forget they're round brackets, which makes it a tuple. And I can pull back those values. My string tuple 0 is 1, 1, 1, and my string tuple 1 is 1, 0, 1, and I don't need to go beyond the end of the list. However, strings and tuples change in one really amazing way. With a list, so if I did my list equals 1, 2, 3, and if I did my tuple equals 1, 2, 3, this is the way that tuples and lists differ. If I do my list 1, let's change that 2 in the middle. My list at position 1, that's 0, 1, equals 5. Okay. If I try that with a tuple, so my tuple at position 1, so we're looking at the 2 in the tuple, just the same, equals 5, we get an error. That is the difference between tuples and lists. You can change values in a list, but you can't change values in a tuple. And in some circumstances, that really helps us. And in some circumstances, this really helps us. It's down to what we want to do to be able to achieve our goal. So let's take a look at my list. That's 153. If I wanted to change that tuple, which is at the moment my tuple 1, 2, 3, if I wanted to change that tuple to be 153, I would have to reassign the whole tuple. So I'd have to say that my tuple equals 153. So I could use the same name, the same arguments as I used before, but with a change, and that will rewrite what the tuple was. So that is the only way that I can change that middle value of 2 to a 5 is by reassigning the whole tuple. With a list, I can just change it. And as I said, it's a matter of taste and what you're actually trying to program, whether you want to change these values or not. Personally, I don't like things that change too often without my sort of knowledge or permission, so I tend to stay with tuples. I'm going to do the next part of the program both with tuples and with lists, and you can choose which one you prefer, but they do the same job.